hello, hello. Ayun, okay naman yung mic ko. Pangit naman nung kakasabi niya kung ano kinaganda ng sa web apps. Ay, maganda nga dito. What's the best, please? I mean, what is the best starting sentence I need to? So, in the why micro front ends improve bucket alignment and but because if the I think technology is stuck. So let's say each micro front end is written in different let's say framework or libraries. Let's say React on this one, and then to another front end is Vue.js. There might be inconsistency on that on how they are being implemented, and also let's say the front end A is much faster than front end B, and then the use of UIs, maybe the other one has no dark mode, the other one has a dark mode. Okay, the reasons why micro front ends or the UX consistency sounds reasons are consistent in layouts, inconsistency in layouts, performance for each front end are different. One might be faster and the other one is slower. Different frameworks. If front end A user profile uses React, and while let's say workflows front end uses and let's say inventory na lang uses Vue, they will be it will be downloading to different sets of slow loading. It's well, yan. Napahaba ko lang. Microplanet is like a Frankenstein of UI, meaning it's composed of different parts that are just put together. Medyo mababaw yun Anyways, I'll try my choreography payment, order inventory. Failure happens in inventory. Honda handles the rollback. Okay. Choreography failure. Order payment. Failure happens in inventory. Who handles the rollback? I think order. Who handles the order is the one that handles the rollback because it's the one controlling the transactions. Orchestration risk. You introduce a workflow service. How do you prevent it? You introduce a workflow service. How do you prevent it from being chapter 16 again? Okay, service-oriented architecture. Okay, so I think it's more on minimal. Oh shit, medyo mahirap ka. Okay, you introduce how do you prepare it? Enforce strict bound context bounding. And only workflow service will only handle transactions related to handling the flow of handling the flow of we only handle the process flow orchestration and hub. Medyo mababaw yung sagot ko. Anyways, okay na muna yan para makapag-proceed ako. Heterogeneity. May well-known architect who was a pioneer in the Microsoft stack. Ito yung para hindi magkaroon ng paano ba ito? Coupling to yung mga different teams that are working together of different modules. Ginawa niya is they are written in two different language. Nga lang, nagsuffer siya in terms of interoperability. Is it beneficial or versus harmful? It's both beneficial and harmful at the same time. As beneficial because because it allows to use different technologies that allows AI to select the technology. I need to read it again. Tama. It allows to select a technology that suitable to the development. Allows lessen prevents coupling. Different. Because any technologies needs to be interoperability. Ooh. Let's see. But I'm gonna get burned again by ChatGPT. Always need sharply. The UI becomes centralized integration point that must be understood many domains and often be redeployed when added one more layer. The character issue is team autonomy competes with product subsystems. Each team can move independently, but the user experiences the product as one system, not many domain owns fragments. Microfrontends improve domain alignment because each team owns its slice end to end. But they can harm UX consistency because it dependent teams may diverge in the ganda naman ng choice of words mo, ChatGPT. Kailangan talaga natively speaking, native English speaker ka para makakuha ka or mahalawak yung vocabulary mo para makapag-usap na ganitong answer. Okay, here. The figure choreography pattern, the problem is precisely that there is no specific central transaction in order placement that really coordinated the workload, then it's no longer pure choreography. It started to become a front-end control, implicit orchestration. Okay. Correct reasoning. Rollback is distributed workflow is usually handled by computed logic event tree. Okay. In choreography, rollback is not handled by a traditional transaction controller. The service must rely on compensation logic or workflow-specific recovery. If order placement is coordinating all rollback decisions, then it's effectively acting as implicit orchestrator. Okay. Sige, ikaw na. Yeah, the concrete risk is that workflow service starts absorbing domain logic, validation rules, risks about shared behavior, forming domains, cause enterprise coordination, it becomes chapter 16 all over again. Ati parang medyo nagiging gano'n yung isang workflow service ko. I might need to revisit yung ginawa kong workflow service over. Kailangan ko pa siyang i-decouple. I-refactor ko pa siya sa next iteration. Enforce heterogeneity, your answer is beneficial and appropriate speeds algorithms but harder to maintain. You should not enforce heterogeneity bits because microservice allows it. Use it when accidentally coupling is a serious risk to have material differential needs. Avoid when team skills is team operation maturity is no stronger answer. Enforce heterogeneity is useful when the architecture needs to prevent accidental coupling. When domains genuinely benefit from different technology choices, it becomes powerful when the organization lacks the engineering maturity to operate multiple stacks of it. Wow, nagkaroon din ako ng strong answer. Mas smart lang kasi. Send the next pages. So, the last remaining pages is here. Siguro picturean to na mas ng white landscape. Yan pala landscape. Dami pa pala? Or it's possible na yung mga diagrams yung ayan. Ay, shoot. pages pala yun. Style for architecture is for a particular problem. This term describes how the shape of architecture maps to a particular architecture style. For example, figure 8-7, the silicon sandwich technically partitioned architecture structurally supports customizability and the microcurrent architecture. Structurally supports customizability. Thus offers the same general structure. Therefore, problems that require a high degree of customization become easier to implement in a microkernel. Similarly, because the architect's goal in the microservice architecture favors the entire shape of microservices resembles the blueprint in A, making these two patterns symbiotic. Choreography, each service calls another service as a central mediator. For example, consider scenario shown in figure 17-11. Then 17 the user requests details about the user wish list because the customer wish list service doesn't contain all necessary, but it makes call. Dito. Parang nabasa ko na to. Nabasa ko na to. I think nabasa ko na siya. Kasi nasa question siya eh. Yeah, nabasa ko na pala. Memory gap ako ah. Yep, I already read this. So, hindi ko pa mababasa. Doon na pala ako sa transaction sa accounts. Gagawin ko dito is ito hanggang 8 yung question ko, pero anyways try ko na lang sagutin to later. Pero nasan yung ano? Huh? Happen when transactions in Sagas. Tama ba? Weird naman. Kamali lang ako ng ano. Ito na pala. Transactions. Architect aspire to extend decoupling in microservices but then often encounter the problem how to transaction coordination across microservices because decoupling in our architecture encourages the same level for the data atomicity that was trivial in monolithic applications becomes a problem in distributed ones. By building transaction across service boundaries violates the core depth decoupling principle of microservices. It also creates the worst kind of dynamic consequence, connaissance of value. The best shit yung mga connaissance pa, nakalimutan ko na. The best advice for this article who wants to do transaction services, don't fix the granularity component. Instead, open architects who build microservices architecture who then finds a need to write them together. What transactions have done through granular interburst design. Transaction boundary is one of the most common indicator of service granularity. Don't do transaction in microservices, fix granularity instead. Exception always exists. For example, a situation may arise where two different services its vastly different architecture characteristics require distinct service boundaries. Yet still need transaction coordination. In those situations, patterns exist to handle transaction orchestration without serious trade-offs. Popular distributed transaction pattern in Microservices is the Saga pattern illustrated in 17. Register a customer, tapos dito siya muna, no? So dito sa service na to tatama yung request. Tapos itong service na to is parang parang orchestration siya inside of choreography. A service acts as a mediator across multiple service calls and coordinates transactions. The mediator calls each part of the transaction record access or failure and coordinates the result. In everything goes as planned and all values in the service enter content database update synchronously. In an error condition, the mediator must ensure that no part of the transaction succeeds if one fails. Consider a situation shown. The first part of the transaction succeeds yet the second part fails. The mediator must send a request to all parts of the transaction that were successful and tell them to undo the previous request. This style of transaction coordination is called compensating transaction framework. Developers implement team layer by usually having each request from the mediator enter a pending state until the mediator indicates overall success. However, this design becomes complex if asynchronous requests must be juggled, especially if new request appears that are contingent on pending transaction state. This also creates a lot of coordination traffic at a network level. Okay. Another implementation of compensating transaction framework has developers build do and undo for each potential transaction operation. This allows less coordinating during transaction, but the undo operation tend to significantly more complex than do operations, more than doubling the design, implementation, and debugging. Okay. Bakit ganun yung performance? Medyo weird for microservices to have a lower performance. 2-star lang siya. Pero scalability, strongest niya scalability, reliability. Also, simplicity yan. Microservices are complex architecture. Overall cost, yan, true. Mahal ang microservices. Puro siya lang. Mark Richards. Tapos some human. Mukhang maganda tong basahin to. Microservices anti-pattern and pitfalls. Eto din. Ay, maganda din. Lahat maganda. Actually, kasi sobrang minsan nadidrift toward to SOA yung microservices. If you don't really understand fully the microservices approach, lalo na yung mga principles niya. Okay, so I finished chapter 17. Di pa? Let's try reading this. So, sagas pala yung ginagawa ko. Transactions and sagas. Ako, 5 lang sana. Please, 5 lang. Oh shit, 8 questions. Pero I'll answer this one later na lang. Figure them in the order placement service stars coordinating payment. Why this no longer Burger Gabi and what architecture smell is forming. Maintinda siya eh. Parang it's drifting towards SOA. Orchestration siya. Local orchestration siya. It's like forming a orchestration. Orgapi optimizes for bus sacrifices. You are designing medyo mahaba-haba itong thinking na to. And I need to introduce another service that will handle the transaction coordinations. Ito hindi ko pa alam. I forgot this one. I might need to reread again. Complexity or ewan ko. Sagarip, what are the exact responsibilities of the mediator? List of 3 responsibilities. I think coordination, tapos probably I forgot. Mahirap na yung tanong niya. Yeah, mukhang kailangan ko ito pag-isipan. Medyo inantok na ako. Alright, so chapter 18. So next, last chapter 4 part 2 na. Then this one is 67. So around 10 pages na siya. Probably I can finish this one in 2 nights. 2 nights though. So today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So I can take the exam on Friday until Sunday. So 3 nights exam tayo. Alright, maganda to. Tapos part 3 na ako. Ito na. Ito na yung mahirap. Kaya po yung verse yata ito. chapters na lang. 18, 19, 20, 7 chapters pa pala. Check na natin ito quickly. 328. The control architect responds to every detail aspect of the architect. Hindi tayo pwedeng maging armchair architect. Natumatay tayo sa architect personalities. What the punch? So I'll answer this tomorrow. guess that's it for now. Antok na ako talaga. Kaya hindi ko muna gagawin to exam. So, tonight, this night na lang ulit yung exam. Quiz pala. Quiz. Going to do this quiz. 9 questions. Kamote naman. Accidentally na-send ko kasi yung ibang quiz na quiz ko na. But yeah, I guess that's it. So, bye-bye. Hindi ma-end. Hindi ma-end yung live.